Hi, everybody. Healthy Habits friends and Habits of Health friends. And I just wanted to talk today to my friend and fellow coach, Lisa. She is an amazing woman. She inspired me at our in-person picnic last week, and I wanted to just tell her freedom story today for you briefly, just to inspire you to do more and be more and become and live the life you want to live. So tell us, if you wouldn't mind, Lisa, your freedom story and a little bit about what your life was like before you connected with our healthy lifestyle program.
Of course. So like you said, my name is Lisa. I have been on the program now for almost a year and a half, I think, maybe a little bit longer than that. But so I've spent the last 40 years basically in an environment where I sit at my desk all day, every day. And while I absolutely love enjoying life, I've always loved enjoying life. I hadn't been able to really have a lot of physical activity. And so when you have a love of not necessarily food, but convenience food, because that is the only opportunities that really exist to you, it begins to catch up with you as you get older. So that's kind of the reality of my story. So and that's what my life was like. So although I absolutely loved it and I lived it and I always have, when I was approached with an opportunity, I took it to heart, and that's kind of how things were prior to.
How did you get in touch with this Habits of Health, one healthy life, one healthy habit at a time, lifestyle transformation system? How did you find this? Most people, how did you get in touch with it?
Absolutely. So I had actually heard a little bit about it. My husband worked in a company or works in a company, and one of his coworkers had told him a little bit about this program that he had joined. And I had the opportunity then I said, well, I want to hear a little bit more. And I actually had a golf outing that I had an opportunity to actually partner up with this coworker's coach. And I said, I want to hear a little bit more. I said, my husband was thinking about joining the program and I wanted to be able to help support him.
Yeah.
And so he told me all about the program. We had 18 holes in which to do it. And so we had a 3.5-hour opportunity to share and discuss and talk about it.
18 hours. Well, you had a lot of time to talk about it. That's a lot longer than most people. And so out of the 4 components, the coaching, the healthy lifestyle, the book and workbook, so the strategy and structure, then we've got the community with the community education and the webinars and all the support, and then the nutrition plan. What was the most attractive to you? What was the most?
Yeah, initially, and this was, so again, at the beginning, this was all for my husband, right? He wanted my opinion.
You didn't need it.
Right? Well, he wanted my opinion because he was considering doing this. And so, for him, it was absolutely about the fuelings and just the convenience of the way that the meal plans were structured, right?
Yeah.
I happened to get home that night and I actually opened up Facebook and I saw a picture pop up to me in memories. And I'm like, holy crap, that's me.
Wow.
But my husband isn't the only one that can benefit from this program.
Yeah.
So I actually called up the coach that night, but it's the same thing. And again, back with my lifestyle, it's got to be the convenience and the way that the meal structures can be so stinking easy to follow.
Yeah.
So that's 100% for both of us.
Right. Healthy eating for dummies and healthy weight loss for dummies and convenience if you're on the, so it's very attractive for most people, but even just having a plan, a sustainable plan that's for life, that's sustainable. And that's now freedom for you, right? So how have things progressed and what are you looking forward to in the future?
Since I started, it took me somewhere around 9 months to really get where I wanted to go. It took me about 7 months to hit what I thought was my end game goal, and then I just kind of kept going. But I lost 115 pounds.
So in terms of weight, it was very successful.
as in the terms of weight, absolutely. I exceeded my goals there, and just because it was, once you started following the program and you were committed to it, it was
What happened
extremely easy.
mentally or emotionally, or what happened there socially, occupationally?
So I mean, what it really did for me, what it really did for me is it opened up that opportunity to, once the rest of my life was simplified a little bit more around the food, and I didn't have those choices to make, and it just opened up more opportunity. The better I felt as a result of the weight loss, right? It opened up such a better mindset. I mean, I'd always enjoyed living. I'd always been very, very
Right.
positive, but it just opened up so many more opportunities for me. Better time with the grandkids, and better time, better opportunities. I could enjoy more adventures. And so
We're rolling
the
around on the
mindset,
floor and
everything, it
yeah,
just kind of one flows into the other. So,
right.
your sleep gets better because you're feeling better, because your health is better, because you're able to use your body a little bit better. Everything flows in together. And to me, it's just a natural progression of, you get one part of your life really going in a good place. It improves your mindset, it improves your
Yes.
sleep
Yeah.
habits, it improves
Yeah.
your health
Everything.
overall,
Your joy
everything.
was so evident when I saw you last week. It was just, you were beaming with joy because you just get to do so much more of life,
Of
and you
course.
get so much more out of it. And you've learned now you've learned some skill sets to control the mindset. Am I right? And how you made the shift from the old you to the new you, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've just been able to completely take that need of what I kind of felt like I always needed, right? I mean, oh my goodness, I love my Reese's peanut butter cups. But and I don't have those cravings anymore. I don't
Mhm.
feel like I need that type of thing anymore. I mean, it just doesn't cross my mind. I can walk into places and just walk by all my old go-tos.
Mhm.
Um,
All your old
but
faves don't call your
yeah,
name anymore.
that's right.
How do you
I don't need those crutches anymore.
Right, right. You don't need them. How would do you feel like you're empowered in the future to never become, really live into the person you want to become for life, and not go back to the old way of being, and the person you used to be? I mean, do you feel like you're solidly, learned the successful, you know what I mean? Like, what's your biggest
Yeah, I mean,
best tip?
so I've, like I said, I reached kind of
'Cause
where
it's
I
been
wanted to go
how long
a
has it
little
been?
over.
A
So
year?
I think I've been on program almost 2 years,
Yeah,
year and
so
a
you've
half to
been
two
you've been
years, somewhere in
really
there.
sustaining your healthy lifestyle for about a year,
Yep, yep.
right?
So, and that's the biggest thing, right? Is, I mean, I've continued on the meal plans, right? I'm still doing the 5-in-1.
Mhm.
I'm still living that. Um, but I'm doing it a little bit differently, right? Because I'm no longer really trying to actively lose, just
Right,
trying to maintain. But again,
right.
for the ease of it,
Yeah,
right? And the simpleness of it, I'm still doing the 5-in-1. Um, and so it's just kind of the way I do it is just a little bit different.
yep. You're doing with
But
the more calories and not in a weight
yep,
loss place. Yeah,
yep,
you're doing six mini meals a day, or 6 meals a day, and you're just not in a weight loss mode
correct.
plan. Yeah.
Yep. And so, I mean, so that really kind of helps me maintain my life. But so I've maintained very well. But what it does is it also allows me, I know that, if I go out with friends or something to that nature, I know that, I guess, kind of like an addict, before you used to, they'd warn you, if you slip up once, you're done for, right?
Yep.
Old habits come crawling back.
Yep.
And that's the thing I love with this program, is that, you get that mindset. And once you've developed those habits, it's not easy to fall back on, right? I mean, I suppose you could, but when you know why you're doing what you're doing, the
Mhm.
results of what it is, what it was before, I mean, you've got everything that
Yeah.
and so it's easy for me. I can have a night where you know, I can go out with friends, or you know, if my granddaughter bakes me a birthday cupcake, by golly, I'm going to eat that birthday cupcake. And I know my whole
Yeah.
last 2 years have not been for naught, right? I know
Yeah, right,
exactly what I need to do.
right.
And that's what I really, really love about this program is it's going
Empowered
to
with
support you.
Right, empowered with the knowledge for sustainability
Yeah.
and the tools and the knowledge for sustainability, because over a year period of time, that's huge. And statistically speaking, people gain their weight back within the first 2 years. So you're in that place where you're really working what your success tips, right? You're working your new tools, and you have been doing it wonderfully and amazingly, and living large and handling it very well. And you're leaning into all the support tools, the coaching and the community and the webinars. I mean, you're really using all the support tools too. So is that a success tip? What's the biggest success tip for
Well, and
someone?
that's just it, right? So even though the fuelings were kind of really what did it for me, I mean, you know, that's what clinched me
Right.
into getting
Amen.
into the program, right? But once you get that part of it, you just naturally want to lean into the rest of it.
Yeah.
You know, the coaching may not be for everyone, right? And even utilizing the coaching may not be for everyone. I know my husband's very stubborn, for instance. He doesn't use
Yes.
that piece of it, right?
But now you're
Um,
mentoring others who want to be mentored too, which is really inspiring. And even if some
exactly.
people don't want to be mentored, you're able to do that, and now you're doing that too. So
Yeah,
that helps you, doesn't it?
absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
when you start coaching, it helps your accountability to yourself. I mean, if you're wavering at all in your accountability, I would say coaching is by far the way to go. You know,
Mhm.
it's one thing to let yourself down, but it's something else if you're letting somebody else down. So,
Right.
um,
Right.
you know, I always think that that's a huge step and a validation for yourself that, you know, you are committed. So
Becoming the role model for everyone else, and staying in integrity, right? Thank you.
absolutely.
Thank you so much for sharing your story. And I hope someone is really inspired and motivated by it, because you're the real deal, girl. And I love and appreciate you. And you're just keep living large and be well. And thank you everyone for taking the time to listen to Lisa's story.
Hey,
Have a
all
great
right.
day.
Take care, y'all.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.